Hey you guys, and this is Empress Farah, also known as Pretty Tarot. And let's see, how do they feel about you? And I'm going to do this by the zodiacs this time. And so we're going to start out with Aries. How do they feel about you, Aries? And you can go by your sun, moon, or rising signs. Please hit the like button, follow, subscribe. I am on YouTube as Empress Farah. I'm on Rumble as Pretty Tarot, also as Empress Farah, and I am on TikTok as Pretty Tarot. Okay. All right, Aries. You got the Four of Cups, but in reverse. I want to say that they are starting to be more receptive towards you, more open towards you. They may even be starting to have some sort of gratitude and feel like they want to open up to you. Okay, so they've been seeming like emotionally unavailable, closed off, or like they just didn't feel like they felt the same or reciprocal towards you. Then that is changing. Okay, if you just met them, then they're just open to you. Okay, and they're open to seeing where this may go. They may even be excited about you. More specifically, they think you are sweet. However, they may be discontent, and I got a feeling that they may be unhappy about where things are with you, with you and them. I feel like they kind of feel like they're in the shadows. Like maybe they feel like somehow you can't quite see them clearly, or maybe they feel like they don't stand out to you, maybe because there are others who have your attention or who they fear may have your attention. Also, I feel like it's possible that they could be feeling like they're not able to be either sincere, like fully themselves around you, or they may even I'm getting something intuitively. It's not all there yet, but okay. They may be not too thrilled about the fact that maybe you guys don't get to see each other very much or very often. Somebody does a lot, works a lot, really busy. This could have been what the discontentment is or was, but I feel like they are coming out of this. And it's possible maybe because you have opened up to them more, even though you've been really busy. It could have been maybe you've decided to find a way to give them more time, or they found a way to give you more time. Somebody here has been creative about showing the other about how they feel, and and they think this is sweet. So somebody is coming out of, I think prior somebody felt disappointment and was kind of sad about maybe where things were before, but now things are in a good place. You guys have a yes here. I'm not going to clarify it because I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to spend too much time on any one particular sign because there's 12 of them and I just kind of want to just get through it. Let's see what else is here for Aries. Somebody here feels very passionate, or they might be lusting, or it could be both. I also feel like somebody here is showing, like I said, some form of signs of affection here. So they could be feeling like, I feel like they kind of feel like you're beautiful, and like they could very well see. I'm trying to find the right words. I don't have the right words. And I feel like this person doesn't either. I feel like this person, they just don't have the right words to either describe how they feel about you or the right words to express themselves to you. I feel like they want to show off to you, or they want to, posture them or gesture themselves towards you in a way where they get your attention. I feel like they want your attention, but they want to do so in a way that impresses you. That's the word I'm looking for. So they kind of want to like peacock, What is this going on here? for some reason, I feel like they're kind of out of tune with nature or their own nature in terms of like how to really go about this and connect with you is what I'm getting for some reason. So getting into the spiritual advice here real quick. You guys have detox, whatever it is. And I don't know, I'm hearing bad blood. If there was any bad blood or any issues anywhere in this situation, you need to detox it, let it go, let it out, release it. They don't want to be overbearing. This is also what I want to say. It may have nothing to do with y'all's situation. Like if this is a new person, you may have things like baggage, emotional baggage, psychological and emotional baggage from prior situations with other people that you need to detox and let go. You may have toxic people, exes and things, or friends or around you putting, that is giving you hassles or influencing your situation in some form or influencing you to be some kind of way. You may have even preconceived notions that were toxic when it comes to having a healthy love life that you need to release and let go. You know what I'm saying? So that you can actually have a healthy situation with whoever it is that you like, talk to, or involved with, or likes you. Okay. You may even need to detox being a workaholic or whatever, or somebody does, or just whatever the insecurities are. Because I gotta feel this is insecurity or just toxic people or toxic habits or toxic whatever thoughts, beliefs, emotions. You need to clear that out. Okay. But this says let your friends help. Ask for or accept help from others when it comes to this situation. You have the Knight of Wands here. So that card is telling you to, I'm hearing boss up. That's what I'm hearing, boss up. But the card initially tells you don't give up, okay? Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So it's telling you to have confidence. That's why I heard boss up, okay? So I'm going to move on to Taurus. I hope to timestamp these, but if I don't get to timestamp them, I would greatly appreciate any of you in the audience timestamping. Please like and subscribe, comment. I greatly appreciate that. And share the video with anybody you think would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next. For some reason, I want to use my other deck for Taurus. So let's see why, Taurus. Let's see why. How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you, Taurus? And this can be sun, moon, or rising. Please hit the like and subscribe button and comment and share the video. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. So I'm sorry to tell you, and don't feel bad about this, because there are millions of other people out there. And while you cannot see this right now, because you might be still stuck on this person, some of you might not be, this person is ready to move on and seek higher ground. They're seeking greener grass elsewhere, is what I'm hearing. They're seeking higher ground elsewhere. Okay. Now, I'm praying that you don't get contradictions here, but sometimes people are contradictions. And I say this because I've actually dealt with somebody before who I know they had feelings for me. Like, I know they were really interested in me. I know they were really attracted to me. However, they kept fighting that attraction on purpose because they just had this strong desire to control and manipulate their love life hardcore, to the point where even if they knew they liked me, had feelings for me, was attracted to me, wanted to be with me, they wouldn't allow it. They just wouldn't allow it. So if you get contradictions in your reading and you're like, but I know they have feelings for me, how could this be? That would be the reason why. Now, some of you may have been having some issues or not, but whatever is going on in your situation, and you guys would know, oddly enough, they want commitment, marriage. It says with you in the near future. Now, I'm questioning if they're moving on because you don't want commitment or marriage and children, or if it's because this isn't the right time. Because there's a part of me, when this card came out, the Eight of Cups came out, that kind of had this inclination that this moving forward, moving on to seek better, higher ground, whether it is like, for some of you, for that person, it's about career opportunities. just for better opportunities in life, period. And this may be the reason why they're moving on. Maybe because they know they have other things that they need to take care of or want to take care of for themselves. Maybe so they can be a better partner, maybe so they can be better prepared in life. Maybe because, like I said, sometimes people, their career really matters a lot to them, and it's nothing personal to you, but they could have been really into their career and been working on it for years or however long, years, months, whatever, you know. But let's see how else they feel about you. Do not, if this confuses you, this reading, for any reason, okay, for any reason, then this is not your reading. Okay, then this is not your reading. And even I know that every reading is not my reading as a tarot reader, you know, so that's just the reality of it. It's also possible this hasn't happened yet. I've done readings where I predict things or things come up where it just hasn't happened yet. So, leadership card. I really feel like they're on a strong career track. So how they feel is like they want to, like, I feel like they want to keep pressing forward because they're really trying to climb that corporate ladder, or they're really trying to climb that career, elevate with their career, or they're trying to elevate, period. It could be they're even trying to, you could be, you know, they could be trying to really drag you into commitment and marriage and kids, and you're not ready for that, or you don't feel like they're the right one for that. It could even be vice versa, where you feel like you're dragging them into this, or maybe they're dragging their feet on this when it comes to commitment, marriage, and kids. Probably because of their career, or because they have commitment issues, or maybe they don't feel you're the one, you know. And you guys don't take this personal. I promise you, you don't. Sometimes people want to be with somebody so bad, which is dangerous, that they don't know how to accept when something or someone isn't for them, and, you know, to the point of be able to let go. And if they're for you, things will come back together and work out. However, don't actively sit and just let time go by without, you know, enjoying your life. And if somebody else, you know, comes along who is ready, don't pass them up because you're sitting around waiting 1,000 years for somebody else who seems promising. Don't do that either, okay? If they didn't put a ring on it, meaning engage you, don't sit around waiting for them. I mean that, okay? Don't let anybody shelf you because they said they're not ready and they're working on this career thing. If they really intend to marry you in the future, then they should be proposing to you, engaging you, something, okay? But I feel like somebody here wants to kind of like make peace with the fact that, you know, they really want to, they have, you know, somewhere they're trying to get, and they're stuck between, I think they were stuck between trying to hold on to you and this and that while they're trying to, you know, move up this ladder with their career or with something else going on in their life. And I feel strongly like one of you didn't want to move forward. So it's possible they could have wanted you to relocate with them, to be together. It's possible that they, you know, because they may have a job offer somewhere else that they want to take. It's possible that they could have, you know, or vice versa with you. One of you may have had a, you know, some kind of opportunity that you want to seek elsewhere, and still trying to bring the other one along, but somebody doesn't want to go along. Somebody's hesitant or was dragging their feet. Okay. They have grief here. They're sad about this. And they feel like this is a facade, you know, that they want to let go of. They had some sort of belief once upon a time, or some sort of idea of who they believed they were or thought they were, that they just want to release and let go because it no longer applies to them. So, or they feel like they no longer identify with whatever they once identified with. Okay, somebody feels that way here, but maybe they thought you guys were meant to be, or you thought they were meant to be, and maybe this is like shedding that whole premise based upon destiny. Somebody here wants to live for the now, right? And I feel like for them, it's either you or them. This is not 100% clear with the energy. It feels like both your energies are intermingled, okay? Like you're destined to be together, but circumstances says otherwise. Yet there's still this desire to want marriage and commitment between the two of you. However, somebody is not willing to compromise or let go. Somebody wants to lead this in one direction while the other one is not willing to go in that direction. But there's this thing of making peace with what will be. Somebody is really talking to psychics or really trying to use their discernment or wisdom here and looking more into the situation. Very well you, because you're sitting here watching this reading, right? So, oh, okay. Somebody possibly has something to say, but, you know, they're not speaking up because maybe they don't feel like they can. But let's get the spiritual advice here. Taurus. Spiritual advice for Taurus. Okay, within the next few months, something is possible. I'm not going to clarify this because I have to get through all 12 zodiacs, and I don't want this to be a really long reading. Okay, but something within the next few months is possible. What I'm hearing actually is, what's the word? Here's a word I'm hearing. I want to say a reunion, but I'm hearing for some reason, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, obey. This means something for somebody, obey. I don't know if this is a place or if this is literally the word obey, something that you're supposed to obey. You know what I'm saying? But that word is sitting strongly in my head for some reason. Okay. But you have, it's up to you. And so I do believe this is a decision between you guys, and it's coming down to you. Somebody I feel like may need to know what they really want, and if you want it enough to be willing to compromise here. Okay. Otherwise it's like, let this go. But this person, it looks like they're, either way go, they're moving on because there's something they feel is on a higher level that they really want to obtain, seek and obtain or gain, and they're not willing to miss out on this. And they were trying to lead this in a direction they would like it to go. However, obviously they can't force you to. Okay. So interesting enough here, you guys. So you got the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Earth, and you have the Knight of Air. So somebody wants to, it looks like, make an offer here, a proposal of some form, and somebody is in a hurry or a rush, or they want to do this quick. But the cards are saying, because these are also advice cards, it's time to buckle down and get things done out of your commitments. There's a guardian angel in this situation here. Events that occur with great speed take time to carefully review your options, and there are creative solutions that you guys can have. Interesting enough, you guys also had the engagement card. So your love is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so engagement here is possible. I think somebody here, if you've already been proposed to, you may need to give them a straight yes or no, or you may have already told them no because of whatever the reasons. I'm assuming, like I said, you're not willing to move with them or make some changes to have them in your life or to be in their life. Okay. It could be vice versa, but this is supposed to be how they feel about you, Taurus. This says you need to connect with your soul family. Give you another one. Give it to God. Pray on it. Pray on it. Pray on it. And let God speak to you and reach your heart. Guiding children. Interesting enough, it says you're good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now and expect a miracle. So have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Are there children involved in this or what? Or is it possible that children could come out of this? But there's something that somebody, now, you know, I'm kind of questioning if somebody has a child and somebody's like, I don't know if I want to deal with somebody with kids. But whatever the case, you guys know your situation better than I do. Please comment and let me know what's going on. It's my job to just read the cards and not to try to understand them. And whatever I pick up intuitively, like I said, not to try to understand, but to deliver the message. All right, so that was Taurus. Good luck to you guys. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's up. I'm going to move on to the Geminis. Geminis. Okay, let's see what's up for the Geminis. How do they feel about you, Gemini? Let's see. How do they feel about Gemini? Please timestamp if I forget the timestamp or something like that, or if I don't get there soon enough, because I have several readings I'm about to upload. What's funny is this one card fell out and it's in the upright. This is the Three of Pentacles. Your person feels like they want to take and spend something really valuable out of this. They want to make something valuable here with you. They want to create something valuable here with you or for you. Okay, they want to spend this into gold, honey. That's what they want to do. That's how they feel about you. They can also feel like you're that you're persistent and hardworking enough to take and spin the situation into something valuable or golden, if that makes any sense. Now this is a deck that it doesn't always honor the traditional meanings, but if I go by traditional meanings, for some of you this may mean this person wants to recognize you. They may feel, it feels like they may want to honor you in some form, or they want to recognize you for your efforts, or they recognize your efforts, okay? Like they recognize how valuable you are, how much of a team player you are, how much you bring to the table. That's what I'm also getting. And I feel like that may make way more sense for a lot of you. But Take what resonates. If it doesn't, leave it where it is. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's not your story. Please hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Appreciate you. Okay. I am on Rumble and TikTok and YouTube. That's Empress Farah and Pretty Tarot. Okay. All right. So, why this? Why are they upset with you? Why? Why? What is it? What did you do, Gemini? What did you do? Or what did they do? What did one of you guys do, or both of you do, for them to be upset with you? If you're sitting there and you saying my person's upset with me, then it's not your story. There are so many Geminis out there. Okay, this reading these readings can't possibly resonate for every single last zodiac sign out there when it comes to your sign. Okay, look at your other signs. For each zodiac sign, they can relate to your sun, moon, rising, and if you have double of the sign, like let's say if you have Gemini, Venus, and Mars, then this can also relate to you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It can't be one or the other, Venus and Mars, but if you got double of both, because there are plenty of people out there that have double of the same sign in the personal planets Venus and Mars. But check those other signs of yours in your personal planet. That will tell you those may resonate with you more if this one does not. Okay, every story will not be yours just because it's somewhere in your birth chart, the zodiac sign. So yeah, somebody did something here, because the shame card comes out sideways. Somebody feels like, I feel like they feel like somebody feel like somebody is half ashamed here of somebody. Okay, either they're not willing to fully admit their feelings for you, or that they're with you, or you're not willing to fully admit your feelings for them and that you're with them. It could be a little bit of both or something. Somebody has some, somebody kind of half ashamed here. Somebody did something to be half ashamed about. Why am I hearing user at work for somebody? I hope nobody isn't doing that, but that's for somebody, not probably everybody. This card want to come out. So there's some rejection here. There's some rejection. There's some rejection here. It's not funny, but somebody turned down somebody or did something, and they're like half embarrassed about this, half embarrassed, half ashamed, insecure about it, half insecure about it. Not fully, but halfway. Even though this is supposed to be how you feel about them, how they feel about you, for some reason I feel like for some of you guys, like if you've been cross-watching or something, sometimes your feelings come up instead of theirs. And if it does, then it's because you're being guided to spiritually to pay attention to your feelings over theirs. Okay, because there's something you need to look at. Somebody here is frustrated. They feel there's no peace or something, or there's just frustration here. Maybe you're not giving them a chance, they feel. Or maybe you're not accepting of something that they do, or something that they are, or something that they've done. I'm not going to try to make sense of it. I'm just going to read the messages for whatever they are here. Somebody's looking out. Somebody's watching and looking out, but I feel like they could be looking out for for a ship, like I don't know, like another opportunity, or for another person or something. Did somebody get caught doing something, or I don't know. Okay, all right. Whatever the case here, let's see what the spiritual advice is for Gemini. Okay, yeah, somebody definitely somebody got turned away, and is frustrated here. They're upset. There's something here that somebody's half embarrassed about. Okay. Somebody's looking out for trouble, or just looking out for something. But there's a no here, and you guys know what that no is about. You guys know what that no is about. I don't have time to clarify it, but you're being told that you're ready. So you have renewal energy, in which you're being told to review and evaluate. There's potential for a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. You also have the Seven of Wands, in which you're told to, you know, that's my card of staying on top of things. But it, you know, it's also, this card is defend your beliefs in your decisions. Stand your ground and choose your battles wisely. Okay. You're also being told, call your spirit home. Reclaim your art. There's some kind of gift or resume or something that you left on the shelf somewhere, and not specifically a shelf, but something that you shelved, you know, some time ago that you need to reclaim. Maybe it's your old ways, your old identity, your habits, maybe something about the way you used to be, like, you know, maybe you used to have a low tolerance for something, maybe you used to have higher standards, and you used to not accept certain type of things, and maybe you need to reclaim that, and just not care that some, you know, maybe you had been more open before because, you know, maybe you were told that your standards were too high or some other mess or something like that. Something about something you need to reclaim, you know, and not, and be proud of it. Be proud of it. So if, you know, if you have standards and things that you're not going to accept or compromise on or whatever, it's okay to be that way. And if somebody else is offended or feels some type of way, oh well, okay? Oh well. It's not an emergency. Okay, it's not that serious. It's basically what the cards are saying. Okay, blossoming. Okay, you're just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process. Do not give up. And your final card here. Let your friends help. Let your friends help. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay, Gemini. So moving on from Gemini to the Cancer sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and if you have double Cancer in your birth chart, in terms of like in your Venus and Mars, then that can count too. Your Venus and Mars, if it's Cancer in both of those. Okay. All right. Cancer. Ooh. You know, that just fell out. 8 of Cups in reverse. This is like wanting to stick the situation out, okay? Wanting to stick the situation out. I didn't really get the shuffle, but this is like literally wanting to stick the situation out, not wanting to abandon ship, like feeling like this is worth it. And you're not abandoning ship. You know, you don't fear whatever it is. Queen of Wands. So you still have some passion here. You still have some fire here for this. It's not all the way there, but it is there to some extent. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's for whoever this is, Cancer, that you're here for in terms of how they feel about you. What's odd though is that I read this as if I was reading it for you, as if this is how you feel. And that's kind of odd. That's really odd because I don't really do that, right? This is supposed to be how they feel about you. But I feel like, and I said this in one of the other signs, if the reading is directing towards how you feel, if it's picking up any of your energy in terms of how you feel, then that means you're being guided spiritually to pay attention to how you feel and worry less about how the other person feels. You need to put yourself first as the focus here, okay? Between, you know, you and somebody else. And because, and it makes sense to me, because a lot of times people, they spend too much time obsessing how the other person feels instead of when they really should care more about how do they feel. And it's not to say that y'all don't care about how you feel, but when a reading comes out that way, like if you catch me reading as if this is about you and not about them, when it, you know, or you find that the energy resonates for your feelings versus theirs when it's supposed to be how they feel about you type of reading, it's a very clear indication to me that, you know, spiritually you're being led to focus on how you feel. That's the most crucial thing here, not how they feel, but how you feel, okay? Don't worry about how they feel, right? But for those of you, if this makes sense for how your person feels, if it makes sense for how you feel, you know, go with it. If it doesn't make sense at all, then it's not your reading. Check your other signs, okay? Now, how do they feel about Cancer? Like I said, it seems like they're willing to stick this out. They're not willing to run at the first sign of trouble or the millionth sign of trouble. They still have some passion here, okay? You could be dealing with a fire sign or somebody who has fire in the chart or somebody who has fire sign type energy, okay? There's some fickleness here, the energy that I'm picking up, but they're not moving on. They're sticking this out. They must feel like it's worth it still, okay? They think you're their ideal partner or mate, okay? Now, this came out sideways. So, like I said, they still feel like there's something here that they feel it's worth it. They at least feel like there's still something here. Even if they're not seeing everything they want with you or they don't feel entirely even how they used to, they still feel like hanging in here. because they still feel like you are, you're, even if you're not entirely everything they want, they still feel like you're enough of what they want, at least halfway, to stick it out for the potential, to not run when there's trouble around, or when there's fears, or, you know what I'm saying? And I think this is maturity in some part. I feel like this is maturity in some part. They still can see the appreciation here that they have for you, okay? Even if they do come off as fickle. They may feel like you're fickle, or they are, but there's decisions here, okay? I feel like they are being pulled in two different directions, and they can't let go of either choice or option, or which direction, or they can't decide yet which direction to go into. There's a need for them to go within and discern how do they really feel, or discern what they really need to do on an intuitive or spiritual level, emotionally as well. How else do they feel about you, Cancer? Like I said, if this is vice versa, maybe you're cross-watching, and I don't recommend people do that, but a lot of people do that these days. This card came out sideways as well. I pay attention to direction that cards come out in, because it says a lot to me. They're, like I said, this come out sideways. Destiny. So like I said, they feel you guys, to some degree, are meant to be, though they may wonder and question, is there somewhere else they need to be, or somewhere else that may be better? But I just, it doesn't appear that they are abandoning ship right now, or quite yet. They're still committed or dedicated to how they feel about you, in terms of thinking to some degree that you are their ideal partner or mate, even if you're not entirely everything that they want, okay? There's something about you that they do like, though, that they find ideal. Okay, so interesting enough, and here we go with more sideways cards. This one's sideways, leaning almost reverse, but not entirely. It's still sideways. I think they're wondering if they do. I think they're wondering if this could just be friends, or no. I'm still also getting, if there is some form of, if there's another person that they're interested in, that they're trying to figure out, or they're leaning towards, could just be friends with them or just friends with you, and they can't quite decide. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if you're already in a relationship with them, if they are seeing somebody else or taking interest in somebody else, or if, and it doesn't even have to be anybody else, but I do see indications of, it's the possibility that there's more than one person they're interested in or seeing. This may not resonate 100% for everybody, but their possibility is still there. It could be something else entirely that is in the picture, okay? If it's not a person, another person, that they're stuck and tied between, trying to decide between you and them, but still there with you, you know what I'm saying? Or still having feelings for you. Or vice versa, if somehow this is picking up your feelings, but it's supposed to be how they feel about you. If you're already with them, they're trying to decide, do they let the other one go and just be friends with just them, be friends with them only, and then pursue you or stick with you? Or do they let you go and just be friends, and or just settle for being just friends with you while sticking with them or going with them? Okay, that's kind of where they're at in terms of how they feel about you, Cancer. Okay, now if you're cross-watching and this is picking up on, your feeling versus theirs, or something else, or whatever, that's on y'all. Okay, I got a feeling that there's a lot of cross-watchers, and for some reason this is going to resonate on opposite ends for some people, and for some it just ain't going to resonate at all. So just don't take it as your story, because it probably isn't. Okay, there's so many of you out there. Check your other signs in your birth and natal chart to see what will resonate. So what are the energies here? Oh, aha, that card stuck itself up. They're very loyal. They feel loyal to you or about you. They have loyal feelings towards you. Okay, because dogs are considered loyal companions. Okay, and now there is such thing as doggish tendencies, but doggish in some ways than others, and yet loyal in other ways than others. So I got a feeling that this person kind of has a double edged sword to them in their ways and personalities. Not because they intend to be this way. For some of them, I feel like they can't help it, or they're too immature, but or like I said, somehow it's just their nature. But you can't entirely blame other people for how they are. People only do what you allow them to get away with. Meaning, make sure you have enough high self-esteem to where if you are with somebody, and I mean legitimately with somebody, even if you're not with them, but they have somebody else, or you are the person they have, but they're talking or looking at or even think about somebody else. If this is unacceptable to you, then let them go. Let them go. Don't even, if you don't want to be an option, or you don't want them having options or something, then let this situation go and just let them go. You know what I'm saying? If you can't let them go, then accept how they are. you know, but this says to remain positive. You don't have to accept anything, okay? You don't have to accept anything, but it says remain positive. So wherever you are in your stage here with this, it's possible that things could get better or it could improve, being that it says remain positive. But whatever it is, don't lose your mind. This could be you also with this kind of energy, but it's supposed to be more so how they feel about you over somebody else. But there's a need for forgiveness here, okay? So if there is any foul play or energy here on anyone's end, there's a need for forgiveness, but it's possible that the situation, it definitely could have room for improvement. So, you know, if you're married or you've been in a long-term relationship with somebody, or you've been in, or you've been liking somebody or whatever, sometimes there's just rough patches, or, you know, depending on the situation, people need to sometimes figure things out for themselves, because sometimes people don't know where their heart is in that moment or where they're at, period. You got the Empress card here, okay? That's a very nurturing card, but it's pointing out lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Also, a lot of times that card signifies a mother figure, pregnancy, babies, children, nurturing. So I would also say there's a need to maybe, depending on where you're at in the situation. If you're married but having marital problems, you know, you may need to nurture the situation, and that could mean marital counseling, couples counseling, you know what I'm saying? Marriage counseling or whatever. You two working on rekindling the love between you, date nights, you know, being sweet to each other, doing thoughtful things for each other, that kind of thing, being more affectionate with each other, you know what I'm saying? Or any relationship that you're in, but for some reason, especially if somebody's married. But Ace of Wands here, so that's an opportunity for a spark of passion here. It's saying an exciting new opportunity. For some people, career advancement, change your life now, okay? Is it possible that somebody may need to decide between, like I said, something other than another person, like career or work or something else? Yeah, but for some reason, I just keep seeing other people. It's up to you guys to, you know, some of you, you know how you deal with this, and some of you know what your situation is, okay? Page of Air, that's usually being observant, watching, spying, you know, keeping tabs or eye on things and people or whatever, but it's a curious type of energy, okay? Can be impulsive, logical, or honest as well, but it's telling you that there's challenging information that may be presented, okay, or may come up. There's delays or changes to plans possibly. There may even be some truth delivered without tact, so be prepared for that. Take bite-sized steps in, you know, whatever direction that you go, okay? There's no need to feel like you have to rush or anything, and nothing is fixed overnight anyway. If this is a situation in which there's reconciliation and fixing and repairing the situation, okay, with somebody else. Feel the well. Make sure, and when feel the well is like, make sure you don't lose yourself in the situation. Make sure you are feeling your will, that so that you feel happy, content, and whole, irregardless of what's going on in the relationship or the love interest or whatever, okay? And also, if you are in a relationship or marriage, feel your will, and then also try to feel the relationship with something positive. But you both should be doing that, okay? And this says just be lighthearted, just laugh, you know, enjoy yourself. Everything doesn't have to be serious or die hard. All right, I ain't doing 4 cards now. All right, what else we got here for Cancer? Express your love. Go ahead and make a romantic gesture. And you are called upon to be of help in the environment, okay? All right, moving forward to Leo. You guys, if I forget the timestamp, please be so kind to throw some timestamps out there. You don't have to be all of them, but even if it's just your sign, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, follow, check out my other platforms. And I am on Rumble as Empress Pharaoh and Pretty Tarot. I am also on TikTok as Pretty Tarot and Empress Pharaoh, and I am on YouTube as Empress Pharaoh, which is like a collaboration of Empress Pharaoh and Pretty Tarot. So it used to be called Pretty Tarot and then Pretty Spiritual, and then now it's just Empress Pharaoh. I decided to just have it all blended into one on YouTube. Okay, so Leo, how does your person feel about you, Leo? And if the energy comes out to be your energy, if you recognize it be your energy, then you're being spiritually guided to pay attention to how you feel and obsess less over, worry less about how they feel. Also, it's possible that there's a lot of cross watchers watching these readings, and that may be the reason why the information may kind of get mixed up, right? So take what resonates, what doesn't, even what it is. If it doesn't resonate at all, it's not your story, and check your other signs, okay? Please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and check me out on Rumble, YouTube, and TikTok as Pretty Tarot and Empress Tarot. Thank you. How do they feel about you, Neil? How do they feel about you? Whoa. Okay. So, Seven of Pentacles, which appears to be, it's like it appears sideways but downward like this. So I want to say they're leaning towards feeling like not investing in the situation or you. They could be feeling like it's potentially, it has not been worth it if they had been putting their efforts in, which is kind of disappointing, right? It's possible that somebody here at least felt like whatever energy or effort they put into you or the situation, it didn't quite pay off, and therefore they don't feel like putting in any more energy into the situation, okay? Let's see how they feel about you. And keep in mind that there can sometimes be what seems to be contradictory info, but it's not truly contradictory because somebody could feel some kind of way about you, but it doesn't mean that they're acting on it, okay? There's two cards that came out here, only wanted one, but let's see. Okay, so somehow they feel like you are delusional, yet they kind of get you in a weird way. They kind of understand you, but they don't feel like, somehow I feel like they feel like you could be feeling like you're worth it, but they don't think you're worth it. And that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. They get that you feel you're worth it, but it's just that they don't feel that way. And maybe they feel like you are, I don't know if they think you're like arrogant or egotistical, or that you have yourself on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? But listen, just because somebody else feels this way about you, it doesn't mean that this is actually how you are, okay? So just because somebody may think you're delusional doesn't mean that you actually are. This is just how they feel. Do not take it to heart. And if anything, you really shouldn't care about how they feel, okay? You really should care more about how do you feel, okay? Because they're either showing you what you want or they're not. And if they're not showing you what you want and you're here looking out of curiosity, looking for hope, or maybe you're looking for confirmation. Oh, look, I was trying to figure out why I was hearing music randomly come on. Jazz music at that. It's an alarm going off. It's an alarm going off, okay? Right? I would take that as a sign that something comes up and it catches you off and confuses the mess out of you or leaves you in bewilderment and wondering what the heck, what is that and where's that coming from, huh? Okay, that might also be some energy indicating your situation or coming up. But anyway, like I said, just because somebody feels a certain way about you doesn't mean that it's true, okay? So don't be up the messenger, don't get offended. You can't tell other people how to feel about you, okay? You just have to accept the realities, okay? This could be how you feel about them for all I know. And if it is, then you're being guided to pay attention to how you feel and not them. Frankly, I understand the curiosity of people wanting to know how somebody feels about them, especially if they like them or if they're having difficulties in a situation. However, you could always ask them how they feel about you if you got the guts, if you're brave enough to, and you're willing to accept whatever they tell you. However, sometimes people watch them for entertainment purposes, but do not let anything that come out in these readings get to you, okay? And there's so many people in the world. You don't have to be wasting any time or energy obsessing over anybody, okay? You just have to be willing to give yourself a chance to get out there and meet other people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to stay stuck on anybody. So somebody here is lacking, they feel like you lack discipline, you lack focus. They can be feeling like you don't really have enough going for you, but somehow, yeah, they can be feeling like you haven't even taken the time to do any research or look into how this situation could be. I want to turn that jazz music off so bad. It's such a distraction. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. It went off on the other room on the alarm. But this came out sideways, the faith card. They haven't completely lost hope or lost faith here in the situation. It's just that somehow they just feel like it's not worth investing in anymore. Maybe they don't feel like the situation is worth investing in, or they don't feel like you're worth investing in or giving any more time or energy to. Maybe because they feel like you want more than what realistically can be given, or they feel like maybe they can be feeling like you haven't offered them anything or contributed anything, or you don't seem focused, like they, the situation feels half hopeless, but not really. There's still some hope or faith here in how they feel. They understand you, but they don't think you're being realistic. And I think that's what it means by them thinking you're delusional. They don't think you're being realistic about the situation. Okay. And that could be anything. Maybe you guys are long distance and it's just they feel like it's not gonna work and you're not willing to move where they are, or maybe they feel like you want this and that and other and blah blah blah, but it's not realistically what they or they probably feel like most of anybody could give. Okay. Let me see what else is here. Okay. What else is here? I'm going to have to turn that off because it's distracting. But let's see what else is here in terms of how they feel about you. But like I said, if for some reason your energy comes out in terms of how you feel about them, then you're being guided to pay attention to how you feel and to care more about how you feel versus how they feel, okay? It's not a coincidence. But, and there's a lot of cross-watchers that watch these readings. If none of this makes any sense, then it's just not your reading, okay? Don't try to force anything. Ooh. They feel frustrated. They feel frustrated or angry. They feel frustrated or angry here in regards to you. They also could feel like you're angry and frustrated. They could also feel like you still have hope here halfway, but not really, like you have given up. So it's either they're feeling, like I said, like I feel like they're picking up on you feeling some type of way, and they're kind of like sensing that or picking this stuff up, or this is legit how they feel 100%. But there's some frustration here, some anger. Somebody's upset. I think they know that you're upset or frustrated or something. They could be frustrated and upset as well, but I didn't want that many of those cards. I really didn't. They really have been trying to use wisdom and discernment to figure out where they want to go, what direction they want to go in the situation with you, but they really just don't. They don't know. They're very confused. They don't feel secure here, or like they can be secure with you or anchor themselves in any form with you. They don't even have lust or passion or desire to birth or create anything here with you. It's just too much frustration and anger or something. And I feel like it's either, yeah, and I feel like it's because they might pick up that you feel some type of way. And therefore, they just don't know if this situation has any hope or not. You know what I'm saying? Your expectations, they feel aren't realistic. But they know, they understand you and why you feel the way you feel, or why you operate the way you do, or the way you think the way you do. Even if you're upset, they understand why. Even if they also understand if you don't want to give to this anymore. But it definitely looks like they don't want to give to anymore because they just don't know how to, because they just can't see where there's a lot of hope or faith left here in the situation. Though they may be holding out for some hope here, they're halfway holding out for hope. They're halfway faithful or having hope about it, but not entirely. They could be distracted and lacking discipline themselves also, which is why they can't seem to give to the situation. And maybe that's where they think you're being unrealistic, because they barely can figure out what to do, what they want to do, where they want to go with this, if they can or not. There's something better. There's something better. Use whatever you have at your disposal to make something happen, because that's what the magician does. It says you're ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Traditional viewpoints or methods you may need to use. Spiritual organizations you may need to seek. It says seek out mentors and like-minded friends. New love. Okay. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. See the light. And prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. All right. Let me move on to Virgo. Virgo. Let's see. How does this person feel about you? Guys, if you catch this and I don't have timestamps, please be kind enough to throw a timestamp in there, even if it's just your sign. I will try to remember the timestamp. Sometimes I forget though. I'll try to remember. But please hit the like button, subscribe and like. My platforms are Empress Farah on YouTube, Empress Farah on Rumble, and Pretty Tarot on Rumble, and Pretty Tarot on TikTok. Let's see. Here it is. They want to communicate with you, Page of Wands, and but they're not in any hurry to do so. So they're going to take their time when they do communicate with you. Okay, so you may not hear from them necessarily soon, or when they, they're going to take their time getting around to it. But I mean, because it's like they don't have plans necessarily. It's like something I feel like they're going to randomly do. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to take their good old time doing so and communicating with you, because I feel like they want to communicate with you, Virgo. So when they get around to it, they're going to communicate with you. It might be a little while though. Might be a while. But still sooner than you think. They want to be in a relationship with you. Nice. Nice. Okay. How else do they feel about you? Let's see. Ooh. And dropping cards. Dropping cards. Let's see. That card fell unexpectedly, so they may drop in unexpectedly, if they know where to find you. How else did this card? I don't know if this card wants to come out so bad, because that was weird. So I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop that card. And okay. This is the Deceit card sideways. I'm gonna put it back in the deck, but it wanted to fall out so bad, but I did want to acknowledge it. I kind of feel like with that Deceit card sideways, they may feel like being somewhat honest with you, but not entirely. Okay, they may also feel like you're hiding something, but not entirely. Okay, they may feel like putting on the front, or they may feel like you put on the front, but not entirely. Okay, either way go, not entirely on either end. Okay, now putting that aside, this is the business card, but this is also a card of, to me, like passion, like passionately coming together to take care of business, handle business, or to create something that you both could be passionate about, that you both would benefit from. Okay, so like being on each other's team, literally just collaborating. So this is like collaborating in some form. They could feel like collaborating with you, or literally just, they could see where they could be prosperous and abundant with you if you guys were together, or working together, or with each other, or on the same team, or whatever. Or if you guys merge together in some form, whatever that could mean, being together, getting married, being engaged, or having, like I said, a business together, or doing business together, or collaborating in some form. How else do they feel about you? It seems like they feel like there would be a lot of love, but also a lot of prosperity between the two of you coming together. How else they feel about you? Seem like they have their heart set on creating a lot with you. Oh, grieve. They've been grieving you in some form, because they've, like, I don't know, you mean something to them, and they could feel like they've lost you, or they're losing you. How else, Virgo, do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Unlucky. They feel unlucky about you. I heard 2 ships passing in the night. So it appears that, and I'm getting the vibe that you guys haven't seen each other, or that you guys had not been able to stay in contact or something. And I want a card. There we go. Okay. So they feel like things are not balanced between the two of you, or things haven't been fair. So let's now get some spiritual advice. Okay, so there's a no here. And as much as I want to clarify the no, I don't know if I have time. All the other signs I didn't clarify the no, but I'm not seeing much. Something is a no. And I feel like for some of you know what that no is. And typically I wouldn't clarify this, but I feel like I want to clarify this for those of you who may or may not know what this no is. The no could be on not having had any opportunities to come together. I don't know. What is the no? What is the no here? What is this no? Okay. Yeah, so this no is about feeling left out in the cold. Okay. It's also a impoverished feeling of not having enough. Okay. So it's like a neglect card or a card of feeling lack. Whether it's not a lot of money or not have enough money or not enough time or attention or love or whatever this is. Okay. That's a no on that. And recovery. So you guys have, there will be some recovery here. Be assertive. So whoever this is, there's a need for you to be assertive with this person. It could be they need to be assertive with you too, but it's definitely pointing out that you need to be assertive. So Knight of Air, it feels like that's a card of rushing in. And the Empress card is a card of kind of like reaping what you sowed or getting what you deserve or seeing things come to fruition. But you're being told events that occur with great speed take time to carefully review your options. And there's creative solutions to your situation. You also have lavish in abundance, give birth to your dreams, and nurture yourself and others. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help you, help bring you together. So you're being told to see yourself, pray about it for one, is what you're being told. Two, speak positively of the situation. Speak positive life into it, that things will work out and that things will work out overall in your love life. Speak that you will come together with the person that is right for you and that you'll be happy with, okay? And visualize yourself being with either your soulmate and being happy, or if this particular person is really of interest to you, see yourself happy with this person, you two being together and being happy, okay? However, everybody has free will, so if it is meant to be, then it will be. If it's not, then it wasn't in line with their free will, okay, or God's will at that point, okay? Speak with love, keep dancing. So it's like, you know, that card has never made a lot of sense to me, but okay. Okay, all these cards. Just sing, open your heart, stick with it. Final cards, Virgo. Peace. There's no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. Past life. This situation involves your past life memories, or you guys may have known each other in a past life. Okay. So, Virgo, that was your reading. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this reading resonates for you, how this situation makes sense. Share the video, subscribe, follow. Thank you. And I am now going to move on to Libra. And if you guys could help with timestamping by posting or commenting your sign or any of the signs, that'd be great. I will try to remember to timestamp. I can't guarantee I will, but I will try to remember to do so. I appreciate you guys, for those who do decide to be thoughtful enough to timestamp. Okay. Libra's reading. How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Please hit the like button, subscribe, like, comment, follow, and depending on where you're watching this video from, I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm on YouTube as Empress Farah, I'm on Rumble as Empress Farah, and also as Pretty Tarot, where you will find the readings, and I'm on TikTok as as Pretty Tarot, okay? You can follow me there at any one of those platforms. All right. How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Sideways card. Judgment. They don't know what to think about you. they don't know what to believe about you. They don't know what to think or feel or believe about you. But this feels more like what they think, what they believe, and it's based off of hearsay and gossip. Okay, it's based off of hearsay and gossip. I feel like it's even more so, it's based off of this confusion of not knowing how they think or feel about you, is because something is in their ear. Something or someone has been in their ear. So if it's not actual people like family and friends being in their ear about you, then it literally is their subconscious, like their spirit versus their ego. And I don't know if you guys remember seeing like TV shows or movies back in the 90s where they would show somebody there trying to make a decision or trying to figure out how they think or feel about a situation and what they should do about it. And on one side would be like the devil, on the other side would be an angel on their shoulder. And each one of them would be whispering, would take their turn whispering something in that person's ear, trying to influence that person to think or believe something or to do something. Of course, the angel is giving them good, proper, high vibrational guidance, right? Positive guidance, whereas the devil is playing literally the devil's advocate and in your ear saying, giving them reasons to feel paranoid or negative or pessimistic about the situation or the person or whatever, and telling them to do stuff that really wouldn't be in their best interest, you know? So it's like the ego versus the heart, you know, the ego versus the spirit kind of thing. So they could be in that mode where they literally are stuck between their ego versus their spirit and not knowing which one to believe over the other, okay? Your spirit will always align with God, okay, and his angels and your spirit guides. Your ego will always align with the devil because it will play on your sense of self-importance and insecurities, and that you don't want to align with when you're trying to figure something or someone out or discern or decide something, right? But I feel like that's where they are, where they're at, and they're stuck between the two, their ego versus their spirit being able to discern what they think or how they feel about you, or them literally hearing things from other people versus what they know. You know what I'm saying? So there could be gossip, but either way it goes, they don't know what truth is versus what isn't. They can't tell the difference between lie and truth with you is how they feel. And that's the best way to sum it up. They can't tell the difference between the lie versus the truth or a lie versus the truth with you. Okay, they can't figure it out. They don't know what's fact versus fiction with you. Even better way to sum it up. Okay, so let's see how else do they feel about you. Since they're not too clear. What's interesting is I didn't want 2 cards. I wanted 1, but let's see what I got here. They don't want to be bothered with you. Yet they're attracted to your soul and your spirit. So I feel like they really are trying to leave this situation alone. Okay. They really just don't want to be, well, I don't want, yeah. And it's not as much as they want to be bothered with you as much as they just don't want to be bothered with the situation, or they just don't want to be bothered right now because it's a distraction, I think, or it's like I said, because they really can't figure you out. They really don't know what to think. And yet, something keeps them interested in you because they are attracted to your soul and your spirit. Okay, so I feel like they're intrigued by you, yet they find this a hassle to some degree. For some reason, I'm hearing degrees of separation. This come out sideways too. Priorities. So they they got some things on their plate that they really you're not necessarily at the top of their priority list. They have things that they have to take care of and focus on, and yet at times they're not able to stay focused on those things because I feel like they may be in their thoughts about you because of your soul and spirit. There might be a soul connection there somehow, but you're not necessarily at the top of their priority list. You know, there are times when I think they do have time to think about you, and they may be wanting sometimes to think, you know, to see if they could have the time for you, but I don't feel like they can. So you're not at the top of their priority list. It doesn't mean that you're at the bottom of it either, but they haven't found that balance yet. How else do they feel about you? Interesting here. It's like they're grieving the loss of you, as if this ended, or as if you're gone, or as if this got buried. Maybe maybe they feel like, or they know they need to end the situation because they just don't, they can't be bothered with it. They just, They don't have time to figure you out. They don't have time to be bothered with anything trivial right now. I don't think it's anything personal. They just, they don't have time to be figuring anybody out. And I think to you, I mean, I think to them, you're a puzzle that they can't seem to figure out. And in their mind or in their heart, they may have put this to rest, though they're grieving it because they may miss whatever memories they have with you or of you. I feel like they do have some fond memories, but they have to put this to rest, or they feel like they need to put this to rest. Though they will grieve it, though they will miss you, and they'll probably never forget you. They just don't have time, I think, for you, and they don't have time to figure things out with you or to figure you out or whatever. But they are on some soul level, like I said, attracted to your soul and spirit. How else they feel about you? You know, you have their heart. They do have some love for you, you know. I feel like you have a special place in their heart, but they also feel like this is a mess or you're a mess, and this is and like this is just a pesky situation. You know what I'm saying? Like a messy, pesky situation. They do have, like I said, some heart for you, but this situation is just too messy, too pesky, too you know. Advice real quick for the Libras. It's also possible they might think you're overindulgent and greedy and messy. Take what resonates, what doesn't, leave it where it is. That's for somebody for sure. Some of y'all might even be in denial. But whatever the case, you know, because I think that's also where the priorities come in at. They just don't have the time to give you that you want, because you probably want more than they feel like you can, than they can give, and you could be messy in some form in how you go about things or what you think or how you act. I don't know. You have recovery. You have big happy changes. Oh. Something is a no. I feel like when I see no's, I want to clarify them. Oh, this is a, what's this? Four of Swords. Taking a break, taking a rest. So no, no, there won't be taking a break or taking a rest or vacation or whatever. Okay. Other advice cards. The Star. Being optimistic. Okay. You're being told to be optimistic. Have hope in some form. Happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. Okay. You're on the right path. Seven of Air, though. There's some plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye, and this may be poor timing. Okay. It's possible that somebody may think there's some cheating going on in some form, or somebody's being cheated, but follow the advice of the cards. Okay. There's plans that need revision. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. Okay. Find some happiness in some form, though. The timing here for this situation may not be right, and it would make sense because this person don't feel they have the time or the put you in their priority list. You also have the life experience card, so there's a significant life event, financial security, finding magical things, you know, finding magic in the little things. Okay. That's for the 10 of Pentacles right there. Very happy family life, financial security, like I said, find magic in the little things. With the life experience card, is pointing out a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. Okay. You got reclaim your art. There's something that you have not utilized in some time. It could be a skill, some sort of experience, you know, a talent or something. You need to reclaim that and put it to good use. So maybe you need to focus on your talents, gifts, and strengths and skills, and put your time and energy and effort into that rather than worrying about a person. Start anew. Final advice card for the Libras. Independent. Your independence is the foundation of your strength and success. Okay. So you need to be independent. Be strong is what you're also being told. You're stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Blossoming. So you are just getting started. So have patience with yourself in the process. Do not give up. And easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything's occurring in perfect timing. That actually makes a lot of sense for Libra, considering what the situation is here. So good cards. All right. I'm going to be moving on to Scorpio. I'm going to pause this video real quick and go check. I want to make sure my food is not, make sure the food I cook for dinner is not burning, because that's a no. That's a no. Can't be burning my dinner. Gotta feed my kid. And I shall need to eat once this is over with. Almost done, though. All right, so we pause, be right back. Scorpio, how do they feel about you? I will use this one. How does Scorpio, okay. Scorpio, how do they feel about you? Please hit the like button, subscribe, follow, comment. Thank you. I am Empress Farah on YouTube, depending on where you're watching this from. And I am Empress Farah on Rumble, and I'm Pretty Tarot on Rumble, and I'm Pretty Tarot on TikTok. Okay. How do they feel about you, Scorpio? How do they feel about you? Two cards. Okay. Three of Wands, Page of Coins. They don't feel like they're seeing the things they were waiting for or hoping for with you coming through. It's like they felt like they had some sort of promise or vision that they saw with you that they were waiting to see come through or come to life, and it you know, or come to fruition, and it did not. So they were waiting for something to happen with you, and it didn't happen. However, they still appear to have some kind of inclination to or desire to offer you something, or to communicate that they want to offer you something of value. Okay, like they still see opportunity here, and I feel like they want to communicate it, simply because what they hoped for didn't happen or didn't transpire the way they hoped it would. But it doesn't mean they're giving up. They still see some form of value here, and they want to communicate this to you. Okay. Yeah, they're looking at something. They see a value still here, but okay. Let's see, how do they feel about you, Scorpio? Just want at least one card, not a bunch. How do they feel about Scorpio? Well, they're holding their feelings close to their chest because getting a card to come out of this deck, other than the bunch that fell out that I put back in because it was so many. So I'll say this much: they have a lot of feelings for you, and when they do drop those feelings, it's going to be a lot of them. When they drop those feelings on you, they're going to drop a lot of them. However, they're not easily going to do this. They're not easily going to reveal all these feelings they have for you. It's like they're holding their cards close to their chest, you know. It is not supposed to take this much to get a card to pop out of this deck. And then here we go. It flips over, and it's a ton of cards. A ton of, and I'm not reading that many. I'm just not. I just want one, at the most 2 cards. Okay. So when they do reveal their feelings for you, it's a bunch of them. It's a whole mixed bag of feelings and emotions. It's a bunch of, they have a lot of feelings for you. Whoever this is. Goodness grief. They are really not easily going to reveal this to you. When they do, here we go. Finally, they think you're sweet. Okay, that's a good thing. They think you're sweet. If you have no acquaintance with them, meaning you've never spoken to them, you've never had any conversations with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't had any real interactions with them at all for them to think you're sweet, then this is not your story. And I just have to put that out there, because sometimes people be playing around, they have a crush, and they want to know how they feel about you. This reading is not for the crush. It's not for, at least it's not for the crush if you've been standing back from a distance daydreaming about them and have never spoke a word to them. You know what I'm saying? There are people who actually do that and will come to these readings, and it's funny. And I have a feeling that somebody here is doing that. But this reading is for those of you who have had some kind of real interaction with the person that you're wondering how they feel about you, or, you know, whatever, the person of interest. Grace sideways. So that's interesting. I feel like they don't know how to handle themselves, or they feel like you don't know how to handle yourself. I feel like they think at times you want to let loose, and other times you don't. You just hold everything in. But I feel like they feel like I feel like they sense that there is a little animosity there somehow, for some reason, or some sort of pettiness there. And yet there's also a kind, peaceful side there as well. It also could be them feeling this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning my neck. But it also could be them feeling halfway, like they could be peaceful and free towards you, and the other side of them is closed off and reserved and not so free with you. Or it's their coming towards, they feel like they could come towards you in delightful, peaceful manner versus they also have some sort of animosity or pettiness they feel. That's not 100% though, but it just feels like some kind of double-edged sword there. It's complicated. It's complicated. Their feelings for you are a little bit complicated, I would say. But let's see what else is here in terms of how they feel about you, Scorpio. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share. Check out my platform. On TikTok, I am Pretty Tarot. Can't think straight. YouTube, obviously, Empress Farah, if you're watching from YouTube. On Rumble, if you're watching, it's Pretty Tarot. And also Empress Farah. So, all right, how do they feel about you, Scorpio? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Once again, dang, they do not want to let these feelings out. Why are they so closed off? Gosh, it takes so long to get a card to come out. Okay, so rejection reverse and question reverse. They feel like, I kind of feel like they're a little hesitant. I feel like they don't want to journey or explore, either because they don't want to get rejected or they don't feel the need to explore this any further because they're not worried about getting rejected, if that makes any sense. I can't believe this screen got dark that fast. Hold on. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. How else do they feel about you? How do they feel about Scorpio? Three cards. 3. Okay. They don't feel like things are balanced or things are fair. They don't know if they want to communicate, but then they kind of don't. They want to communicate, but then they don't. You know, they're wishy-washy right now. It's like they're seeking opportunity, but then it's like they want to seek opportunity here with you, but then they don't. I'll be honest with you. I think they feel familiar, yet then they feel like a stranger. You know what I'm saying? They want to walk through this door, but then they don't. They are so on the fence. There's, it's so weird. Their energy is so wishy-washy or just so fickle or trivial or whatever. It's like they feel one way, but then they feel another way. They can't make up their mind. And how they want to approach you or deal with you, or if they want to even go there or not. And you know what? It makes sense. Because even with the Page of Coins card, if you see this, he's sitting there. He got this coin right there at his fingertip, staring at it, as if he's trying to ponder what he wants to do with it. He sees it, has it, knows it's valuable. So it's like that coin is like an opportunity, and that opportunity is you. And he's like, how does he handle it? What does he do with it? How can he spend it? I don't know. But I see that. I definitely see that. He either feels like you like to play games or he's immature and into games and wants to play with you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it also could be he feels like you're a gamble if he takes a chance or something, or he feels like you're a gamble, because this also could be somebody playing like a gambling game, like a roll of the dice. Yet it's a game, but it's a boy playing this game, so it's a child's game, child's play, all fun and innocence. They could feel like immature about you. They could feel like you're immature and like to play games. They could feel like you're youthful and like you're fun in games, not in a negative way. They could feel like coming towards you in a very youthful, fun, playful way. There's different ways to spin that, and it's not going to resonate the exact same way for everyone in the Scorpio group in terms of how your person feels about you. I hope you don't feel, this way yourself. Like, if it is picking up your feelings, then you're being told that on a spiritual level, that you need to pay attention to your feelings and less of their feelings, so you know exactly how you feel and acknowledge it, because this could be crucial, or a turning point. All right, spiritual advice at this point now. Spiritual advice for Scorpio. You need to wait and ask for help from others. You have King of Air, Seven of Air. Is it possible I'm going to read what the cards advise, okay? I'm going to read the cards advise because, and I'm going to throw out here though, it's possible that you may need to speak up, be direct, because it's possible that you might feel cheated, they might feel cheated, or somebody is not very honest or something. Hopefully nobody's cheating or anything. But the cards are telling you, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. There's plans that need revision, and there's more going on than meets the eye, and the timing is poor. It's not the right timing. Reconciliation card. Someone from your past is returning to your life. There's a need for you to decorate. I feel like this is telling you to make sure that you look and are the best version of yourself, so that you look your best, feel your best, and are your best. Make sure you're the best version of yourself. Spiffy yourself up, doll yourself up. If you're a guy, get yourself looking good or whatever, and give this to God. Okay. So you also have prosperity. Okay. There, the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. You have purification. It is time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and your mind, and probably your life too. Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. So even if you guys are not together and are apart, or having difficulties, no communication, or whatever may be going on in the situation, or not seeing eye to eye, or whatever's going on, the love is real on a soul level. Okay, on a soul and spiritual level. All right. So I'm going to move. That was your reading, Scorpio. Hit the like button, comment, let me know how that resonates. Please subscribe and share it if you haven't already. And I'm moving on to Sagittarius to see, how does your person feel about you. I'm ready to eat, honestly. I got my food ready already. Already fed my munchkin. I'm ready to eat. But I want to finish this first, because it ain't no fun to eat when you ain't finished what you're supposed to do. All right, so Sagittarius. How do they feel about you? I'm also sleepy though. I never thought I'd feel sleepy right now, but how do they feel about you, Sagittarius? How do they feel about you, Sagittarius? Okay, Four of Pentacles. They feel like they're it feels like they're protecting, they feel like either you're protecting and guarding your heart, or they need to protect and guard their heart from you, or they're protecting and guarding what they feel is valuable to them and keeping it safe, or they could be feeling like you're protecting and guarding and keeping whatever you feel is safe from them or whoever. I feel like it's your heart. It could be your assets too. It could be your secrets. It could be anything that you're guarding and protecting. Whatever it is that you hold dear to you, or you, what you're holding on to that is of value. You could be holding on to your morals and your values or something. That could be of value to you. Whatever it is, either they feel like you're holding on to it and clinging to it. Hopefully it's not an ex or a past relationship or anything that you're clinging and holding to, or vice versa, that you feel they're clinging to. But It's supposed to be about how they feel about you, but sometimes the readings pick up how you feel versus how they feel. And if for any reason it points out how you feel instead of how they feel, then it means you need to pay attention. You're being guided spiritually to pay attention to how you feel versus how they feel. Okay. Because there's some important value to that. There's also cross watchers and things like that. If none of this makes sense to you, then this is not your reading. But hit the like button, subscribe, share. They will talk to you when they are ready or able to. Okay. By the way, you guys, I don't know. I'm posting this to different platforms, so depending on where you're watching this from. Well, I'm on YouTube. I am Empress Farah. On Rumble, I am Pretty Tarot. I'm also Empress Farah there. Except Empress Farah has my podcast and Pretty Tarot's the tarot readings. TikTok, Pretty Tarot readings. All right. How else do they feel about you, Sag? So they feel like they feel some sort of loss over you. Okay. They could be grieving a loss over you or feeling sad or disappointed over losing you in some form. They could even be seeing where they caused you some sort of suffering, hurt, or pain. But they do not feel bad about this at all. They don't feel they should be embarrassed or ashamed of whatever has happened or whatever's going on. I feel like whatever transpired, whatever happened, it's still all love, but it's like there's something sincere about them, whether you believe it or not, but they don't feel bad about it. They just do not feel bad about it. It's all love, you know. It's still all love between you and them, and whatever it was, like, it was love, okay? But I feel like, for some reason, I feel like they caused you a sense of pain and they're aware of this. Could they be feeling just a little tad bit kind of like, oh no, or a little embarrassed? For some reason, a little bit. Even though I feel like they've let go of any shame or embarrassment. At one point, they could have felt a little ashamed or embarrassed, or they could have felt hurt or felt like they lost you or whatever. But whatever the case is here, something was lost. And I feel like they feel this. And like I said, they could know that they may have done something or to hurt you, or you may have done something to hurt them. I don't know, vice versa, maybe both. But I feel like they're letting go of feeling an embarrassment or shame, whereas it once was maybe for a period of time, for a moment. But it's all love. I do see that. Okay. How else do they feel about you, Sagittarius? Take what resonates and what doesn't. Leave it exactly where it is, you guys, because there are cross watchers. And if I'm picking up on your feelings instead of theirs, then Spirit is guiding you to pay attention to your feelings and not obsess over theirs. Okay. How do they feel about Sagittarius? They're still, I feel like they still care. I feel like they still care. There's still passion there to some degree, but not what it once was. Okay. But I feel like there's still some sort of commitment or dedication there in terms of them always caring for you and being willing to look out for you. Okay. As you guys age or whatever, like, I don't feel like they're going to be like, they don't care about you anymore or anything. I feel like they do still care about you. And maybe that's what they hold on to that is of value. Okay. Or it could be also, yeah, there's something they're holding on to that they're guarding. And it could be, like I said, sentimental value, sentimental feelings, secrets, whatever it may be. But how else do they feel about you? They don't feel like things are balanced or fully balanced. They feel like things are a bit off sometimes. They don't feel like things are 100% fair. Some, at times things seem fair, at times things don't. Things could feel off balance. Sometimes things are okay, sometimes they're not. The give and take could feel not balanced or not equal. It feel like the give and take was not equal. The balance was not equal. Okay, things didn't weigh out. Things didn't balance out 100%. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. I feel like they don't feel like they have much else to nurture or give to the situation. I don't feel like 100% they've given up on what they could offer or give to the situation, but it's not what it once was, if it ever was. But okay, how else do they feel about Sagittarius? Yeah, I don't feel like they have, I feel like they don't have much else or anything else to give to the situation. But they'll always care for you. And, you know, at times, but they won't always feel this way. They're out in the market or they're handling business. They either feel like taking care of business or they took care of business or they put themselves out on the market or whatever. Or they're just focused on business, taking care of business. Okay, so spiritual advice or insight: be assertive, remain positive. Sorry, Sag, your reading got cut off. Not the right time, okay? And I gotta make this quick. Dare to be happy. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Ironically, you got the Four of Pentacles again, but this card is advising that you're being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. You could also be too frivolous or cautious also in your personal affairs as well. So inner wisdom, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. All right, Sag. Moving on from you guys to Capricorn. Capricorn, how do they feel about you? Please hit the like and subscribe button. Follow, share. I am Empress Farrah on YouTube and on Rumble. Depending on which platform you guys are looking at, I am Pretty Tarot. And I'm also Empress Farrah. One is a podcast, the other one's tarot reading. And on TikTok, I am Pretty Tarot. Okay. How do they feel about you, Capricorn? Okay. Interesting. Two coins. In this, two coins sideways. So they are, it seems like they've been halfway busy trying to juggle things. And it's halfway been a distraction to them. So they could feel like you've been a distraction to them. And they've been trying to juggle you with other things. Or they could be feeling like you're this way, busy with all these other things. And so you're halfway busy, halfway distracted. You know. However, depending on what's going on here, they feel like they want to take charge, take control, and make some things happen here. They want to manifest. And interesting enough, they have it's like the infinity sign is here twice. So, let's see how else they feel. And then there's, yeah. How do they feel about you? Okay. All right. So you're attracted to your mind. They could be trying to do some divinatory type of stuff or manifest you. I feel like they're trying to manifest you. Imagination card come up in reverse. It's as if they can't. It's as if they've run out of the ability to feel more free or creative towards you or with you. Yeah. And I could see that because with the 2 coins sideways, with these coins, it looks as if they've lost some of the value and they're trying to hang on to it. And I feel like they're trying to manifest something happening between you two, or they, in their mind, they would like to see something happen between the two of you. Judgment card in reverse, they really can't figure this out. Either they can't figure you out or they can't figure this situation out with you. But they can't really see the truth. And they can't even imagine, you know, I feel like they might be picking up on, if I dare to say, they might be picking up on your thoughts and they like the way you think or something, but they're not judging the way you think. Because they don't even have the capacity, I feel like, to be as creative and as imaginative as you, if that makes some sense. Okay. They feel like you have high self-esteem and that you sit on your throne. You know who you are. There's words I'm looking for. Okay. I don't feel like they feel like they have any losses here with you. If anything, I feel like they want union or a relationship or commitment with you. I'm hearing things come in a full circle. I'm not sure why there's a snake in the grass here. Do they feel like you're dangerous or something if they get in a relationship with you, or if they get in a union with you? Do they feel like they would end up if they end up in a relationship with you, that it would be toxic in some form? This is the most complex reading. I feel like, okay, now maybe this is coming to me. I feel like they could that they can somehow slither or sneak their way into into a relationship with you, and yeah, and then to be happy with you. So this feels like either conning their way into commitment or a relationship with you, or sneaking their way into, slithering their way into a commitment with you. Anyway, you have a card that says don't stop here. It's possible that they could be feeling like you are manifesting and conjuring up in their thoughts, like you're invading their thoughts through your imagination and manifestation and visualization in order to gain a relationship with them. And while this doesn't bother them, they do feel like it's kind of sneaky. Maybe they've picked up on this. I don't know. It's not something that they think you're doing with negative intentions, but it's something they've picked up on, if that makes any sense. So I think they feel like you've been trying to conjure them up using manifestation, magic, love spells, visualizations, affirmations, law of attraction, everything under the sun they could think of, because you're trying to make something happen. But I feel like they're aware that you're not necessarily doing this on purpose. At times they feel like they pick up on this like this is innocent and you don't even realize you're doing this half the time. It's just you knowing your worth and knowing what it is that you feel you desire or want. It's like you're slowly, slithering or sneaking your way into manifesting a union or a relationship or commitment with them. And like I said, this isn't something that, because it's like you do not wish to release or let them go. Whatever you're doing must be working because you were told do not stop. But I feel like this is more so about your thoughts. Your thoughts are doing this. Anyway, I'll be honest with you though. If you guys are doing any actual magic work or spells, don't do that. But if you have been visualizing the love you want, if you have been seeing you in a positive situation with them, that's different. That's not a negative thing. That's not bad because they still have free will and can decide if they are receptive or not. However, if you've been out here doing actual spells, don't do that. Don't do that. That's desperate and it's not good and it can backfire, okay? If you want something, it's okay to visualize and manifest in that way. Seeing yourself in a positive, loving situation with somebody or seeing yourself in a positive, loving relationship, whether it's, with anybody or them. But, and I'm serious, don't always strive to do the right thing, okay? But, anyway, they're attracted to your mind. They must like some of the thoughts that you have. Anyway, you got the Nine of Cups, and it's telling you your wish comes true, concerns fade away, a love of life. So whatever it is you've been wishing for, apparently it seems like you're going to get your wish. And it says you deserve love, you are lovable. And like I said, I don't mean to put a negative spin on anything, but it's just that you guys know as well as I do that there's some people out there, they would stop at nothing to try to get somebody, and will take it as far as doing magic and spells and love spells and all that stuff. And I don't believe in that stuff, doing those kind of things, because I don't believe in infringing anybody's free will. Nobody's perfect, but it's just better if you're going to manifest something, do so in a more harmless way through visualizing, seeing positive things between you and somebody, and they will pick it up telepathically. And if they're receptive, then bam, there you go. They may reciprocate and say, hey, I like you too, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. What's going? These are a lot. That's too many cards. I don't want that many cards. Come on, just give me one card. One card. One card. Wow. Why is there so many cards popping up? You're not afraid, even if this seems bigger than you. That's the David and Goliath story. Be a rebel. Accept love. Have fun. final cards here, Capricorn. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So you guys really must be manifesting, and it must be working because they've been picking up on it and they've been receptive. They're not judging you for it either. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right. Moving on to the next sign, that'll be Aquarius. How do they feel about you? I gotta make this quick before the screen cut off. This is typically why I don't do all sign readings, because it just, for me, it just takes too much. It takes too much, you guys. It just takes too much. All right, Aquarius, how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you, Aquarius? Hit the like button. Please like and subscribe. On YouTube, I am Empress Farah. On Rumble, I am Empress Farah. That's my podcast. On Rumble, I am also Pretty Tarot. I'm also Pretty Tarot on Rumble. And on TikTok, I'm Pretty Tarot. Okay. All right. How do they feel about you, Aquarius? Ace of Coins in reverse. They don't feel very fortunate here with you. They don't feel like there's a lot of value or a new, they don't feel like there's a new valuable start here. They just feel like they don't feel like there's a lot of value here. Maybe they feel like they need to put in value into a situation because they don't see where they could gain a lot of value out of it. Let's see. Let's see if the other cards that come out support this. How do they feel about Aquarius? Okay, they like you. So perhaps that, because sometimes I have to pay attention to what picture is on the card. And this looks like them handing something to somebody or putting something in somewhere. Even though the Ace of Coins in reverse is not a new beginning or a new start, or to me lacking in value or something, but they said they like you. So let's see what else comes up here. The Judgment card in reverse, they're not judging you. They kind of feel judgment free here. They're not analyzing you or anything like that. They don't feel like scrutinizing or judging you. That's a good thing. It's also possible, though, that they feel like they don't know the truth about you, or they don't know much about you at all. They have some sort of epiphany about you, though. But in terms of them actually being able to, it seems like they can't find much on you. They can't seem to find you or see you anywhere, probably on social media or something. I feel like they don't know much about you or the truth, but they have gained some epiphanies about you. That makes sense. They feel undervalued or underappreciated, though, somehow. I don't know if... Weird. That is so weird. I don't know if it's because... what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if it's because... you guys make it resonate for how you know it makes for, and I'm not saying make it resonate, but I'm saying you guys make it make sense for your situation. I don't know all of your situations, and to be honest with you, sometimes readings don't make sense, but for me, but they may make sense for the viewer. And right now, I can't 100% make sense of this because I don't have the time to, if I wanted to right now, because I have to rush through to get all the way to Pisces. They could be wanting to study you or trying to. But I feel like they have not been able to find much of anything on you. So you may not have much of a presence on social media, or you may not have much of anything they could dig up or look up on you. Interesting. So the dog card, ring card, both sideways. It feels like I think they either feel like they question if they could be loyal and committed to you, or they question if you are loyal and committed. This is the second time I'm seeing a ring, though, in these cards. Is it possible that they think you're married and disloyal? I don't know. Or is it possible that they want to put a ring on it, but they're not sure if this is possible or not? Because maybe they question if they could be loyal to you or not. Okay. This says within the next few months, you're ready. I don't have time to clarify as much as I would love to. Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. The Ace of Air is also a new beginning, one that may be rocky to start out with. However, it is possible for a new beginning. Eight of Wands here, something taking off really swiftly and really fast and really quick, usually quick communication or whatever, sometimes quick action, but events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over, many things happening at once. So I wonder if they're questioning if marriage is possible between you two, and if they could have marriage or offer it, and if loyalty is something you guys could have with each other, or that they could have for you. It is safe for you to love, okay? And open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, put others first. And one more. Listen to the music. Turn on the light. Feel the well, yours and the situation, okay? All right, so one more final card here. Okay, you guys have endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Also, that's the card of intuition, telling you to use your intuition, your discernment. And finally, infinite supply. Your supply for your today and all of your tomorrows. All right, moving on to the final reading here for Pisces. I pray that this doesn't cut off. If it does, I'm sorry. But how do they feel about you, Pisces? Please hit the like and subscribe button. Comment. Let me know how the readings resonate. Empress Farah is my YouTube channel where I post podcasts and tarot readings. And on rumble.com, I am Pretty Tarot there. And I am also Empress Farah there. One is a podcast, the other one's tarot. On TikTok, I'm Pretty Tarot, okay? All right. So, how do they feel about you, Pisces? How do they feel about you? Four of Coins in reverse. They're opening up and willing to share what they have of value. They're also, with the Magician there, they are trying to manifest what it is that they desire here with you. So they could be trying to make something happen here, like, and open themselves up to you. How do they could be also, it's also possible that they could be feeling like you're trying to manifest to get them to open up and be willing to share themselves and what they have of value with you, which could be their heart, their assets, whatever, who knows. But you guys take it how it makes sense and resonate. How do they feel about you, Pisces? They're married but separated. What? Okay. Now, for those of you who they're clearly not married or separated, this card is for you. They think about you sometimes or a little bit, okay? I hope y'all not dealing with somebody who's married or separated, because let me tell you something. There are millions of people in the world, and there's no reason to deal with anybody who's already taken. And whatever energy you're putting out there, it literally comes back to you later on when you least expect it and feel like you're all happily married and got a family and stuff. And then next thing you know it, behind your back, your partner is being, you know, tempted by somebody else. It's a karma thing sometimes. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes people just do wrong just because they're going to do wrong. But if you know you've done this to somebody else, don't expect that it never could happen to you, okay? That whole side chick life or side dude life, it's not really what it's all cracked up to be, y'all, okay? You know, build up good karma. Build up good karma. Even if you think you're never going to get married, build up good karma. These two cards are here. Victory sideways. Partnerships and love sideways. So they are wondering if it's possible if they could have partnerships, love and commitment or harmony with you. If they really could, you know, shine with you or not, and have abundance and prosperity and victory with you or not. They're not 100% clear. Now, I do understand with some people, they're married but separated, they may be actually going to get divorced. Make sure they're divorced first before you move any further. Don't be sitting around waiting on no sideline. Talking about, oh, well, they're going to get divorced, or, oh, but they're separated. Yeah, that's true, but make sure you know they're actually getting divorced. Like, they should be filing paperwork and stuff, and they should have proof of it to show to you. If they don't, leave it alone. I mean it. I mean it. And be prepared, though, that in divorces, sometimes people do change their mind, but at least see the paperwork filed. Okay? Don't just be out here going on a promise that they told you, but they're getting divorced, or but they're separated. Okay? All right. How else they feel about you? They feel like you're a mystery. They can't figure you out. They feel like you're always busy. They can feel like you work a lot. Maybe you don't have time. How else they feel about you? Or maybe they feel like being, you know, a mystery and hiding out, and like they have too much going on. The Fool card in reverse, they don't feel like taking any risk or any gambles and stepping out and taking a chance. And that's not a good thing. That's really not. It's also possible that they could feel like you don't feel like taking any risk or stepping out and taking any chances, okay? Which that would be more of a good thing. You know, if you're saying I'm coming from a place of judgment, no, I'm just coming from a place of looking out for your best interest, truly. Energy-wise, karmically-wise, because I done seen it all. I done seen it all. You know, people be thinking they either feel like you don't want to play games or they don't want to play games. Let's get with the advice real quick before it runs out. Compromise. Oh, man. Okay. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. And that's it, you guys.